as an American living here in the Netherlands, something that I've noticed is that there are a ton of interesting unwritten rules here. And you know what? I like them. And now I do have to state that these are just unwritten rules that I've learned from experiences of talking with people as well as like the online community. Because man, y'all be pulling up in the comments. So look man, if I've missed anything, oh, we a little hot. Dang, we hot. Hold on. So look man, if I've missed anything, feel free to pull up in the comments below after you hit that subscribe button. Uh-oh, it's a bit busy today. And now since today is an office day, I am in Amsterdam on my lunch break. And now this is gonna bring up the first rule, which is you need to try your best to go to lunch on time. And if you did not know this about me yet, I am terrible at this rule. Meanwhile, all of my coworkers, man, they just, as soon as a certain time hit, they out. That time is 12. And right now for me, it's about 1:30. But yeah, man, I am terrible at this. I can never seem to just leave at 12:30. I feel like I still got so much more to do. Like I like to get to a stopping point and then go to like lunch versus everybody they just stop what they're doing and they dip out and you don't even see them. They out. And I also too, when it comes to taking your lunch though, take your time. I've noticed the Dutch are good with taking their time and just enjoying lunch. Like for real, I'm not saying be lazy. Nobody ain't saying that, but definitely take your time and enjoy the meal. And now to me, this is a good rule only because I've noticed that people spend time with other people versus me, I'm like usually by myself because I've gone late. Like sometimes I've been going to lunch at like 3 sometimes. But again, I don't know, just in my brain, I like to get to a certain point. Like I need to get to a stopping point so that I can like kind of turn it off, if that makes sense, versus like they can just turn it off right away. I don't know how they do it. And now I don't think this is a rule that's like enforced on a lot of people. Like I don't think a lot of people follow it, but I think like I would say it's like 60-40. That's what I would say, because I do think that most people do follow like the going to lunch at lunchtime. And now another unwritten rule is to follow the sun. Like get as much sun as possible. If the sun is out, you get out. You need to stop everything you doing and get out as soon as possible. And man, yeah, I think I'm joking. I am not. Whatever you're doing, you gotta shut it down and get outside and get in the sun. Because look, when the sun's out, the Dutch is out. That's what someone told me. Oh no, look, I don't hate a lot of things, but that machine up there, that music machine up there, freaking hate it. Like I ain't a hater. Dang, I hate that machine. Like listen how loud that thing is, man. Shit. And now out of all the unwritten rules, this one actually might be the most important. I'm not even joking, because look, I mean, I've seen businesses just shut down just so that the employees can go out and be in the sun. Like people at my job have like taken off and dipped and just left work just to be outside on a good day, like when the sun's out. Matter of fact, if people know it's gonna be a good day and the sun is out, people will just take off. It is that serious. I mean, it even makes it hard to choose restaurants sometimes, because a lot of times, if the sun is out, the side that the sun is out on, you have restaurants on one side and then you have restaurants on the other side. People will sit only at the restaurant where the sun is at. And then when the sun slowly shifts over, they'll move over to the other side. And so with that said, it almost makes picking a restaurant impossible if you don't know if the restaurant's good or not, because usually a good way or a good indication of picking a good restaurant is picking the one with the most people at. But it don't matter if the sun is on that side, because people are just there for the sun. So look, if you go out to a restaurant and it could be your favorite place, if you go out to this restaurant and you sitting not in the sun, you're gonna get some looks. So look, always remember, just like people have told me, just remember this: when the sun's out, the Dutch is out. I wish I could zoom. Oh yeah, I could have zoomed in more. The Dutch is out. To be fair though, the Dutch is kind of always out. Like there's a bunch of people out right now. And it is foggy like a mug today. And now look, another unwritten Dutch rule has to be to get to the point. Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, people take their time extremely seriously here. I'm not even joking. And I've been learning this too as well. And I understand, I finally understand why it's so important. Because look, getting to the point can save you a lot of heartache, time, and honestly even money. I hate to make it about money, but yeah, I mean, yeah, get to the point. And I mean this in every aspect too. I mean, whether it's your friends, work, whatever it is, try your best not to beat around the bush and get right to it. Like, a lot of people really appreciate it. And there's more respect given when you just kind of get to the point. I mean, matter of fact, I mean, it is very similar to just Dutch directness, basically. I mean, except for it just plays such a huge role in like your conversation. Because let's just say someone asks you a question and then you give them all the fluff, all these details, all these things that they didn't ask for, but you feel like that they need to get the context. And then they reply back like, oh, cool. Then it's gonna make you feel some type of way. Versus if you would just been like, hey, this is what happened. I wanted that. I got that. And then they said, oh, cool. Completely different. Look, something that I've learned is that if you explain yourself a bit too much and give way too much information that nobody asked for, people see it as like an insecurity almost. It shows like a lack of confidence in what you're saying. You know what I mean? And then also people also see it as you're wasting their time. So that's what I mean by like getting to the point just gives way more respect. Like at the end of the day, just get to the point. I think it's much better than saying Dutch directness because I feel like Dutch directness is a little different, but yeah, get to the point. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull up at this place right here, Old Bell. I always wanted to try it, man. So I think I'm pulling up. Okay, and the next unwritten rule would have to be, I just like, this came off the dome because what I seen this morning. I would have to say going with the flow is definitely an unwritten rule by the Dutch. Cause man, I am telling you, I got on the train this morning. And someone who was like in the front to get off of the train didn't get off the train, and it just caused a huge commotion. Like for real, like when she was stopping and looked unsure, it caused a lot of problems. But yeah, man, she was fumbling and doing all this stuff. Like it's not like she wasn't ready. I think that's the wrong way to explain it. She was ready, but she hesitated. And that's where the unwritten rule of go with the flow is important. Because I've also legit seen this when it comes to people on bikes. Like, same thing. Like, it's almost like the moment you stop and fumble or second guess, things just kind of fall apart a lot of times. Like when it's involving a lot of different people. Like things just fall apart. You trying to stop and let somebody else go when you should just go, and it just kind of all fits in, causes problems. And now if I'm being honest, I have been one of those people to kind of stop and try to let people go or whatever. But like you do it, and next thing you know, you'll miss your stop. You'll be holding the door forever. Like, look, you gotta go with the flow. Cause not only beneficial for you, but it's like beneficial for everybody. Everything just kind of fits. Oh man, I've done this is a good cappuccino. Dang, this is good. Plus, it's like extremely hot. Look, no shade to anybody else who make cappuccinos in the past, but I feel like they're the best when they're extremely hot. Like I'm just super saying. Look, this for you. Go ahead and take that cookie. Go ahead. Come on, focus. I should have probably opened it for you first. There you go. Look, go with the flow. Come on, focus. Focus on the cookie. There we go. Oh man, quick side note. I really want to take this boat right here, man. This one right here coming out. Just came out the tunnel. Look. There you go. Man. Look, I'm telling y'all, we could all fit on there, man. All 20,000 of us, we could fit on there. And now the next unwritten rule of living in the Netherlands is don't ask people what they do. And now there are exceptions to this rule. I mean, just like all of them, there are exceptions, especially for this one, because I realize a lot of people will ask me what I'm doing. They'll ask me what I do professionally if they see me holding a camera. Like, that's what I've noticed. But when I'm just chilling, I ain't doing nothing, people don't ask me. I mean, what? No, actually they will, but it'll be like something like, it'll be brought up in a conversation, or we've known each other for a long time. And I'm gonna be real, this is a hard one to swallow, especially for Americans who their whole life revolves around work. So you obviously want to know what the other person's life revolves around. But then that's actually where the problem comes from, because they don't revolve their life around work. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. So yeah, I would highly recommend not asking people what they do unless they bring it up in like the conversation. It like naturally is like brought up. Because if it's not organic, I find it to be a bit, again, it's just a bit inappropriate. So just don't even ask. There's so many other things to ask and to talk about. So many other things, like the weather. That's a perfect one. Man, everybody loves talking about the weather here. Now, speaking of the weather, not for nothing, it has gotten so cold. Look at my fingers. Look at this one. These three right here, man, they so cold because the freaking tripod is cold. But it is, man, it just got cold quick. And then I was walking and I noticed my hands were cold and I saw this sign right here. Man, I might legit have to take them up on their offer, man, because dang, my fingers are like, oh, you know what? Another good unwritten rule would have to be don't brag and don't show off. Now, a lot of people have told me about this. And out of all the rules, this is the one that I'm actually really good at, because I'll be honest, I don't really care too much for showing off. Like, I've never been a show off. I'm just keeping it real. I like having fun and everything. Like, I'll go out on the dance floor, get in a circle and bust a move. But nah, I'm not never big into like showing off. Never been that big with it. So yeah, this is a rule that I 100% agree with, because I don't like braggers and I don't like show offs. So I'm just keeping it real. Like, for me, if I get something nice, it's for me. Like, I ain't trying to impress nobody. And now my favorite unwritten rule from the Dutch would have to be that everyone is Dutch until they're not. And now this means exactly what it sounds like. Basically, people will speak to you. It don't matter what color you look like. It don't matter where you're from. You could be white, black, Asian. It don't matter. People will come up to you, and when they talk to you, they're speaking to you in Dutch. And now, granted, as soon as they realize that you're not Dutch, whether you speak English or German, honestly, they'll just speak the same language that you speak in. Like, so they'll switch up to English, then switch up to German or French. And yeah, man, they will just switch up, and there's no shade thrown or nothing. I mean, same with Germans, the same. When you go to Germany, it's the same thing. They'll speak German to you. If you don't, cool, no shade. And now the French, though, yeah, there's some shade. Like, they'll let you know that they don't like that you don't speak French. And man, not for nothing, I like this because it almost feels like you're just treated like another person that lives here. You're just treated like you're human. You're not treated differently right off the bat. And that is something that I really, really appreciate, because it legit just takes out the way that you look. Like, none of that matters. You're not seeing it as lesser or better. You know, it's not even like that at all. Versus a lot of other places make assumptions of you based off of just the way that you look before you even open your mouth. And with that, though, too, comes a lot of like discrimination. And that's what, again, like, that's what I love about this, because there's that whole little level of discrimination is automatically eliminated. And now, depending on who you are and where you come from, you might see this as a bad thing, but I'm telling you, it's the complete opposite, because I've noticed a lot of people don't want to be singled out. A lot of people just want to be treated the way they want to be treated. They want to be treated the same way you want to be treated. And a lot of people definitely don't want to be treated less than. So it's best to just treat everybody with the same level of respect. Like, no matter what they look like or where they come from. Like, look, I ain't gonna lie, but I was dying to be treated normally. I'm just keeping it real, man. And look, man, this is coming from, again, somebody who's been discriminated a lot. Like, look, I've even been arrested. So look, coming from someone who's been through a lot in the States, well, a lot, especially in the South, look, sometimes you just want to be treated like everybody else. I'm just Super Saiyan. Because, man, it sucks when you're, like, singled out of all your friends because you're the only one that look different. Like, look, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is I like this unwritten rule because, look, I already know I'm different. I know I'm weird. I know I'm a bit out there, super extroverted. I already know. People don't have to tell me. Oh, snap, back up for a second. Look at that little car. Just chilling. Come on, man, pull up. Oh, snap, look at that. Train pulled right up, man. Look, I'm telling you, I think they watch the vlogs. Look, I'm just Super Saiyan. I'm keeping it real. I think they watch the vlogs. All right, man, thanks, man. And now, luckily for me, I do feel like I am adapting to these unwritten rules, but I do have a few unwritten rules for myself. 1, treat people the way you want to be treated. 2, always clean up after yourself. Because just quick side note, I I can't stand littering, man. That's always been, look. And then just 3, leave places better than how you found them. Boss. And now, quick side note, a bunch of people ask me where I got my jacket. Look, I got it right here at this place, Zumo. I saw it, wait until it went on sale, and I copped it. So look, go check them out. Tell them your boy Sky Money sent you. It's right next to that Dunkin' Donuts right there. It's right there. So look, go check them out. Tell them I sent you. They will give you a free receipt.